Stunning, Obama and Hillary exchanged unsecured emails in territory of hostile adversary. FBI covered it up. By Joshua Kaplan for thegatewaypundit.com. Additional text messages sent and received to disgraced FBI agent Peter Strzok were recently handed over to Congress, reports the AP. Buried in the report are text messages between Strzok and FBI lawyer Lisa Page discussing how hackers likely obtained an email exchange between then-President Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. The exchange was later covered up by the FBI after the incident was removed from Comey's closing statement on Clinton's email investigation. Is that why Strzok's messages 6 months of messages were erased? Lost by the FBI? One of the messages references a change in language to Comey's statement closing out the email case involving Clinton, Trump's Democratic opponent in 2016 presidential election, while an earlier draft of the statement said Clinton and President Barack Obama. Sorry about that. I don't know why this site is doing this now. Had an email exchange while Clinton was on the territory of a hostile adversary. The reference to Obama was at first changed to senior government official and then omitted entirely in the final version. As the Gateway Pundit's Jim Hoft reported, Obama told CBS Bill Plant that he first learned about Clinton's private email used through news reports implying he didn't exchange emails with his Secretary of State.
Mr. President, when did you first learn that Hillary Clinton used an email system outside the U.S. government for official business while she was Secretary of State?
I remember this.
At the same time, everybody else learned it through news reports.
Were you disappointed?
Let me just say that Hillary Clinton is and has been an outstanding public servant. She was a great Secretary of State for me. The policy of my administration is to encourage transparency. And that's why my emails through BlackBerry that I carry around, all those records are available and archived. And I'm glad that Hillary is instructed that those emails that had to do with official business need to be disclosed.
Well, you say that you have the most transparent administration ever. You said it again just a couple of weeks ago.
It's true.
How does this square with that?
Well, I think that the fact that she's going to be putting them forward will allow us to make sure that people have the information they need.
And we're going to...
Yeah. Will allow you guys to take down America. That was your plan. However, during a White House press briefing, Press Secretary Josh Earnest admitted Obama did in fact exchange emails with HRD22 at clintonemail.com, strongly suggested he was aware of Clinton's private email account. During the 2016 presidential campaign, WikiLeaks released Obama's emails to Clinton. His pseudonym was Bobama at Ameritech.com. Yeah, I remember all of this. WikiLeaks reveals first batch of U.S. President Barack Obama emails sent via secret address, Bobama at Ameritech.com. WikiLeaks.org/Podesta emails. There it goes. Earlier this month, Senator Ron Johnson released Comey's closing statement on the FBI's Clinton email investigation. The Hill's John Solomon revealed ex-FBI Director James Comey's original statement closing out the probe into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server was edited by subordinates to remove 5 separate references to terms like grossly negligent and to delete mention of evidence supporting felony and misdemeanor violations according to copies of the full document. Comey also originally concluded that it was reasonably likely, quote, that Clinton's non-secure private server was accessed or hacked by hostile actors, though there was no evidence to prove it, but that passage was also changed to the much weaker possible quote the memos show. Comey's original draft stated, although there is evidence of potential violations of the statute proscribing gross negligence in the handling of classified information and the statute proscribing misdemeanor mishandling, my judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. In the closing statement, the terms gross negligence and misdemeanor mishandling were edited to potential violations of the statutes. In December, Johnson alleged hostile actors had likely gained access to Clinton's private email server containing classified information. White House correspondent with Clinton via Clinton
last week, which is Secretary Clinton's emails.
Right. You notice how the press, they're smiling and laughing? Had it been Trump, you would have had laughing. All of them have a smile on their face like, oh, so what? She had the private email server. Meanwhile, the witch was planning, along with Obama, to take down America. Are you kidding me? And they're laughing, the bunch of morons that they are. The bunch of morons. Why is this not playing?
That may be one conclusion to draw
from the president in his interview with CBS about this, and he said that he first became aware of it.
You see?
We heard from the president in his interview with CBS about this,
what's her name?
He first became.
Look at the smile on that one. What's her name? April Ryan. Look at the smile on her face if you can see it. You know, look at the downright hypocrisy. These are all paid shills. They don't even know. These people don't even know what's going on.
Aware of it in news reports last week. So I'm wondering if implicit in that is that the president and Secretary Clinton never emailed one another when Secretary Clinton was serving at the State Department.
That may be one conclusion to draw from the president's remarks, but it would not be an accurate one. The president, as I think many people expected.
Notice the difference when they're asking important questions, how they're very careful and how reserved they are. Totally different from the way they attack when they ask questions about Trump. You know, the hypocrisy. And then you have this idiot over there standing up making like it's no big deal.
Did, over the course of his first several years in office, trade emails with his Secretary of State.
Okay, and you know why they had the private email servers and all these things? Because they were selling us out. That's what they were doing, and they were getting paid for it. And that's why all this was taking place with the private servers. And Obama and Hillary, the two of them.
I would not describe the number of emails as large. But they did have the occasion to email one another. And the point that the president was making is not that he didn't know Secretary Clinton's email address. He did. But he was not aware of the details of how that email address and that server had been set up, or how Secretary Clinton and her team were planning to comply with the Federal Records Act.
Just to drill down on that a little bit, does that mean that he didn't know that he was emailing whatever it was, like HRC at clintonemail.com, or that, yeah.
Well, again, I'm not going to get into...
He's not going to get, like, in other words, you don't know who you're emailing, you get it? And I'm not going to get into the specifics, right?
A lot of detail here, but I'm not going to... The point is, the president did email with Secretary Clinton. I assume that he recognized the email, address that he was emailing back to.
You think?
But again, the question here is about compliance with the Federal Records Act. And understandably, the kinds of things that a president and his Secretary of State talk about are pretty weighty national issues. I'm not sure that they drilled all the way down to the Federal Records Act. But what is clear is that as the president said in his interview, is that the emails that he sends are properly maintained, consistent with the Presidential Records Act.
Really?
And that, by the way, would be true of any emails that he received from his Secretary of State. Mm-hmm. So, and the reason I raise that is because Secretary Clinton's team has pointed out, rightfully so, that a large number of the emails that they provided to the State Department in response to a request from her personal email system were already maintained on the State Department agency system. And the reason for that is she was emailing people with State Department employees with state.gov email addresses, which meant, that those email communications had been properly preserved and maintained. The last thing I'll say about this is that what we know also is that the whole purpose of maintaining these records is to ensure that they can be properly used in responding to legitimate questions and inquiries from Congress and from the public. And I understand that hundreds of documents have already been provided to Congress consistent with their specific request out of these records.
Right.
Actually, what I want.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you told James Comey to change the wording, and you were bleach bidding the emails because you guys were on the up and up. Of course you were on the up and up. Who could doubt you guys, right? Who could doubt you guys? And the idiots there, that idiot, whoever that was, the speaker there, round and round and round in circles. Did you see? He didn't know what the hell he was talking about either. He was just trying to weasel his way out. And the press was making it as if it was, not really such an important issue. Just like Hillary was going around saying, oh, what emails? No, I was cleared all that. They did the Of course, yeah. Yeah, okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.